You are listening to Single Smart Female. This is Jen, letting it all hang out for your love life, examining your dating experiences, and answering your hot topic dating questions. Just you and me. No topic is off limits and no filters involved. I am here to help you do dating on your terms. If you have a question that you would like me to answer or would like to immediately upgrade your love life with our collection of classes and exclusive merchandise, meet me over now at singlesmartfemale.com. Hello, Single Smart Female. It's Jen here. Yep, just Jen, your host. And today, guess what? We are going to answer some Single Smart Female listener questions, which means, yes, I have A's to your Q's. So without further ado, let's dive in. Our first submission today comes from Miss I Fancy a Doctor, who resides in New Hampshire, and she is 41. She writes, "Dear Jen, I work in healthcare, and there is a doctor that works for the same hospital. He is very flirty, and he shakes my hand when I see him. He is very attractive, so attractive that I can't even speak around him. He's been over to my office a few times and often sits in to ask questions. On one occasion, he came out of the doctor that I work for's office, stumbling over his words, and asked my coworkers, 'Where is Fiona?' It was evident that he was pretty nervous. When he saw me, he then asked, 'What's wrong with you? Why can't you talk?' And I start to laugh. Later that day, I send him an email letting him know that he obviously did not remember my name because my name is not Fiona. He called my office the next day and explained that he has a friend whose daughter's name is Fiona. So we laughed together. I asked him if we could talk, and he then asked if it was work-related or personal. I tell him personal, but I can't talk right now. So he gives me his personal number. Fast forward a few texts and missed calls. We finally talk. I tell him that I think he's attractive, and I'm very much attracted to him. He says he's very flattered, yet wants to keep his work and personal life separate. He then asked if I was still leaving in August, and I said yes, and we talked a few more minutes. When I see him a few days later, he asks again if I'm still leaving. So Jen, what's his message? Why is he so flirty? He stares at me if I see him in the cafeteria. I watch him. Is he just being nice, or do you think when my job is done, I should send him a text? Why are men so hard to understand? I've never been smitten like this." Okay, a couple of other things that Miss I Fancy a Doctor wants me to know. She wants me to know that she is very shy and has no confidence, and she's been single for a significant amount of time because she took a break to raise her daughter, and she's now really ready to begin her dating life. And when she meets guys, she usually meets them in bars, but she does not really considering it dating right now. She's had one relationship with a man that's been ongoing that she's been sleeping with, and that's all that they do is have sex, and that's been ongoing for 5 years. Okay, ready to jump in? Let's do this. So the first thing, let's address your questions. What is his message? Why is he so flirty? And his message is that he finds you attractive. And of course, he's attracted to you. Why wouldn't he be attracted to you? Even if you don't have any confidence, that doesn't mean a man can't be attracted to you. You've had men attracted to you before. You have a man that enjoys having sex with you. Men can't do that if they're not attracted to you. So that's just very common. And it's okay for us women to accept that men are going to be attracted to us, and we get to dictate more of how the energy goes and then read their behavior from that beyond that. Okay? So we'll start there. Yes, he is attracted to you, and of course he's going to be attracted to you. Now, your second question, okay, well, you said, why is he so flirty? That actually goes back to because he's attracted to you. The second piece of this, you asked if I think you should text him when your job is finished, when you move on to another workplace. And of course you can text him once you're gone, since he's already made the statement he doesn't want to intermingle the two right now. And I always like to respect that decision because it can become very, very complicated. But yes, once you leave this position, you are more than welcome to text him and have some fun with that. Now, in fact, I have a text that you can send him if you want. I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. And I would say, hey, mister, and then insert something fun. You know, taking me on a date soon would no longer be considered a violation of your work personal life code, winky face. And you can start there and have some fun with that and see how he replies, and then just have some banter back and forth. I want you to start with a date. Please don't ask him to hang out or to just see each other. Let's set the intention. Even if he doesn't take the bait on it, don't worry about it. What you don't want to do in life is go around just seeing guys and hanging out with them, because we're really setting up a lack of romantic intention that ends up frustrating women later. And then we get pissed off at guys because there's no clarity set up, and we just expect them to set the clarity as if we have no voice in that. And we do. We have a gigantic voice in it. And again, we get to dictate a lot of how this goes. Women are the powerhouse in romance. So use that in a fun, playful way to draw in more of what you want. Does it mean you might be rejected? Yes. Is that okay? Yes. You don't have to be afraid of rejection. Remember, rejection is always the universe protecting you. Okay? That just means he would not be a good fit for you, or he would not be a good fit for you right now, and that is okay. So the next piece of this was, why are men so hard to understand? Personally, I don't feel like men are that hard to understand. I think women are actually a lot more difficult to understand, but because we do so little of understanding ourselves and put more the emphasis on men and study men to, exhaustion sometimes, we tend to think that men are really difficult. Well, when you take, and like I did in 2006, when I took some steps back from this, and yes, I learned a few tricks of the trade, but the emphasis wasn't there. Those tricks of the trade and understanding men and communicating with men better and all those things, they're not near as powerful if you don't really know who you are. Now, I know that that's something that you're struggling with because you say you're shy and you have no confidence. Well, we all have securities. All women, even women like me that have done lots of work on myself, I have insecurities. All women, actually, and men too, have insecurities. But having insecurities doesn't mean you can't have confidence. You can build your confidence even while you have insecurities, because they're always going to pop up somewhere, little pieces of it, even pieces that you thought were completely gone. They won't be as loud as they used to be as you do more and more work and really understand yourself and who you are in life and in love. But they do come into the conversation again. So don't fear them. It's okay to be insecure. You can still be confident in your insecurities. I know it might sound a little bit like an oxymoron, but it's not. I'm super confident because of the fact that I know I have my insecurities and I know how to work with them. I know how to soothe them when I need to. I know what exercises and tools and tricks and different things that I can do to help me step into a better version of myself. And that's what we women are doing. We're not trying to impress men. We're not trying to figure men out. Well, if you are, I want you to take some steps back from it. Men are super attracted to women who enjoy life, who enjoy who they are as a woman, who keep stepping into better versions of themselves. Yes, you can still learn, and I hands down teach the best communication with men, ways of dealing with different situations with men. But the first step is always stepping into your confidence more, embracing your insecurities, not settling for that crap mindset that keeps telling you that just because you're shy, then you're not confident. You can be shy and extremely confident. You don't have to be an extrovert either. And I know I'm going on another little tangent here, but I want to make sure that those things, they're not interdependent. They don't have to rely on each other. You don't have to be an extrovert. You don't have to be super bold all the time. Your confidence and your sex appeal and your sensual appeal and your attractiveness outside of all those things, because it's not just dependent on the sensual and the sexual. It's dependent on who you are as a person. Do you know what you really like? Do you know who you are outside of the context of being in a relationship with a man? How much do you enjoy your own company? Because if you don't enjoy your own company, why should somebody else enjoy your company? Stepping into those pieces of yourself and define it. If you start listening to all of Single Smart Female, which I know a lot of you are, if you really listen to the underlying theme, we women are insanely attractive when we know who we are and we keep discovering ourselves. Now, granted, we're going to evolve. It is going to happen, and that is truly okay. So have some fun with that and embrace it. But remember, the focus is on you. And remember, you took a break and raised a human being. You grew a human being and raised a human being, and that is an amazing feat. So this is your time. You need to start stepping into a more fun expression of yourself, whatever that looks like, and improving your confidence, not by having to be super extroverted or anything like that, but by knowing that this is your life and your experience and you're defining it the way you want to. And this is an adventure that's coming up, which brings me to Mantourage dating, which helps with confidence so much when you're able to have fun with it and draw and learn how to draw in men who are attracted to you because you have a quiet confidence, which can be a shy confidence, because you know how to say what you want and what you have. Now, I want to say to you, Miss I Fancy a Doctor, this is really important. In your submission, I can already tell that you have pieces of it. You told me that you're shy and have no confidence, but the truth is that you just boldly told a man that you're very attracted to him. Do you know how many women have a really, really hard time with that? Tons. And back in the day, that would have tripped me up majorly. So I'm going to tell you, you're several steps ahead in this. And I'm really proud of you for doing that. And you should be extraordinarily proud of yourself. On the same page, still important to keep stepping into bigger pieces of that and keep focusing on what lights you up in life. Because you're right. It's your time. It's really your time. And you are going to demonstrate to your daughter how this is done by an adored woman, because this is the world. I'm asking you to step into my world of an adored woman, and this is how you do it. No extrovert needed, although I love my extrovert like me, of course, but keep stepping into those pieces with you. Have more fun with them. Enjoy this process and start Mantourage dating. For those of you that need a breakdown of what is Mantourage dating, you can go get my FAQs and all the good stuff and the basics for free at mantouragedating.com. If you don't know how to spell Mantourage, it's man, M-A-N, Tourage, Tourage, dating.com. Mantouragedating.com. Now, here's another piece. You want to start your Mantourage? The easiest way to do it is with online dating. And I know the hesitation when I say online dating, what comes up for a lot of women. I've had such crap experiences online dating, Jen. This happened and this happened and this happened. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. A lot of that has to do with what's going on in your profile and your pictures. You can't put out generic stuff and expect incredible adventures to come from that. All right? If you want something incredible, put out something incredible. These men need the opportunity to see how great it would feel to spend time with you. So really quickly, pictures, first point of entry. They need to be good. All right? Crap pictures, pixelated pictures, MySpace angles. I don't know if it's called a MySpace angle anymore, but I also know I'm dating myself right now, and I'm totally cool with that. But those angle pictures to try to make yourself look thinner, whatever, stop those. Get great photos, and then you need to put in a great profile. Men are visual creatures, so it is a lot to do with the initial part is about the photos. The second piece of that is step into the profile part, because that's what he reads. It draws a visual picture for him of what it's like to spend time with you. And from that point, great guys, that's where they decide to contact you. Great guys, if there's nothing there, are very unlikely to contact you. Okay? You're going to get more of the crazies and crickets where nobody contacts you at all. So To help you do that, I want you to go to helpmeonlinedate.com. I have a program called Irresistibility at helpmeonlinedate.com. Helpmeonlinedate.com. You can get the first 2 chapters of my program for free to get started on this, and you'll get to do a really interesting exercise that's going to open you up to the amazing potential of online dating instead of the crappy experiences. With that said, if you want to continue to build your confidence, there isn't any better way to do that in dating than doing it with me at your side as your personal romantic fairy godmama. I'd like you to head over to thecouragekit.com. A lot of my programs come as a bonus with this particular program, plus you get to work with me at a fraction of the price that it costs to work with me privately. This is, if you want my attention on your love life, if you want me to be there for you and to help support you through the dating process, which I know unnerves every woman out there. Okay, there are very few women that say, "Oh, I love dating." Dating is my superpower. I actually do love dating, and I want to share that with you in a way that lifts you up, builds you up, and takes you to the next level, whatever level that you want to go with. Plus, I'm going to help you navigate Mantourage dating. It is very person specific. So what I ask you to do is not exactly what I'm going to ask the woman next to you to do. And that's really important to have that kind of guidance. Again, that's thecouragekit.com. Above all, I want you to remember that you've already got great pieces going here. This was a fantastic submission. I love what I'm seeing from you. I'm not even at this point, I'm just so excited to hear that your confidence is there and that you can start focusing on yourself and that you realize that it's time to begin your dating life, that regardless what happens with him, you, I know, are going to have some magical dating experiences. This show is brought to you by Irresistibility, expert help for women with online dating. Are you experiencing inbox crickets or real-life crazies? It's not you, it's your online dating profile. Let me help you do online dating that leads to real life, love, and romance. Go to helpmeonlinedate.com and I will send you the first 2 video chapters of my program for free. Welcome back, Single Smart Female, to segment number 2. Today, we have an additional submission that we are going to address coming from Miss Confused Chubby Dater in Kansas. She's 34, by the way. And she writes, "Dear Jen, I've been listening to your podcast and I understand the merit in mantourage dating. However, it's been hard for me to establish a group of guys in my mantourage. I'm significantly overweight and it's hard for me to find enough men interested in me. I'm doing online dating apps and am fairly social. I feel as though I am confident in who and what I am, so it's not a lack of confidence that turns guys off. I just don't get a strong response from men online. And the ones I do usually ended after the first date. I will admit I let the guy take the lead in pursuing me, and that's only because when I've been more forward, it's always a bad decision. Jen, do you have thoughts? Or am I just hopeless?" So this question particularly hits me right in the gut and in the heart. I am a curvy woman. My weight has fluctuated my entire life, and I remember from a very young age thinking that men would never be interested in me except for men from other countries because I wasn't skinny enough. Now, that's not necessarily what's going on here with Miss Confused and Chubby Dater, but I want all of you ladies to know, those of you who have body issues out there, this is a very near and dear personal question for me, and one that I don't take lightly. So I'm putting all this together, and I'm actually going to give a piece of information at the end that is going to hit a lot of women the wrong way, but I will explain to the best of my ability. Just remember, I'm doing this from firsthand experience. I do know what it's like to be significantly overweight, mediumly overweight, a little overweight, and not overweight. I've been at lots of those different realms. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to suggest to you, Miss confuse chubby dater is that possibly you're not feeling as confident as you think that you are. And I'm not talking about just in confidence of, hey, here I am. I'm a great person. I like who I am, and I'm comfortable in my body. I'm talking about confidence with men. So obviously when you tell me you aren't finding guys, I know firsthand that means that you don't believe you can. Okay. You might go into moments of that, but I'm going to say most of the time you fall in the category of you don't believe men or any significant amount of men are attracted to women of your body type. And you can be very confident in so many other pieces of your life, but that can really get in your way. It doesn't always have to get in your way, but it can get in your way. So I want to make it very clear that I don't at this point, as much as I love you and I'm really proud of you for reaching out to me for this, that I'm not convinced that you are actually confident in dating and men finding you attractive. So I do want to acknowledge, though, there are some men that aren't attracted to women who are significantly overweight, and that's okay. They're not your guys. And there are other pieces of that I want to address because this isn't a black and white situation. I don't care who tries to make this a black and white situation. I don't care how many people will tell you what stats there are out there. There's no reason why you have to buy into the idea that men are not going to be attracted to you. Really great men, very, lots of different types of men. And it's not just one man in the whole world who would ever be attracted to you. That's absolute crap. So I want you to do a few things to start addressing this confidence issue when in relation to men. And the first thing I want you to do is to put together a list of significantly overweight women who are in great relationships. Or at least, you never know exactly how great the relationship is, but it seems to be in great relationships. And one of the ladies that comes to mind for me is Melissa McCarthy. And that woman is hot. And her and her husband seem to be very in love. And I want you to go through and put together, a good list of women that you can refer to so that you can, in your moments of doubt, start pulling from them and say, well, if these women can do it, why can't I? Of course I can. The next piece, and sometimes I think, and I know this personally, and I'm not saying this is you, but it's something I want you to consider if it is. We women, as our weight goes up many times, stop taking exquisite care of ourselves. There's kind of an undercurrent of, well, I don't really deserve it. I don't really deserve to put this level of self-care on myself because I haven't done enough to keep my weight down. And it's a form of self-punishment. And I'm not going to say that society has not contributed to that over the years, but I think society is starting little by little to step back from that. So I want you to just go ahead and own it. And if it's something that you're doing, you need to do it. And I want to make sure too that you're at a weight that's not affecting your brain chemistry. When I get really up there, my brain chemistry goes out the window, and it's very hard for me to remain confident. So with that said, you have to make sure that you're eating things that help foster that. I'm not asking you to be perfect, so please don't take it that way. Eating things that foster good brain chemistry so that you can start to produce these great feelings and build your confidence in relation to men. You need to move if you're not doing that already, and establish a form of movement that again helps foster this brain chemistry that adds to the confidence component. And just figure out what those things and how do you spoil yourself? Do you spoil yourself with bubble baths, with taking care of yourself, feeling put together all the time, or do what I do and only shop at certain places because I didn't think I deserved really nice clothes and things like that because I had gotten too big. And then I go around all the time not feeling very put together and looking like crap in my estimation. If those are things you're doing, I want you to reverse those because those are really important in boosting your confidence. Because confidence, regardless if you feel like it or not, confidence is a huge turn on for men. So that brings me to number 3, which is, again, about confidence with men. It is time to, once you start doing those other 2 things, to prove to yourself that lots of men find you attractive. Lots of men find women of all different sizes really, really attractive. And that's where you come in. I know you said you're online dating, but I need you to make sure your profile actually reflects how attractive you are. Or is it just a whatever profile, which so many women put out there, especially women who are significantly overweight? And again, if your profile, and you need to have, I'm thinking about here when you talk about guys ended after the first date, make sure your photos are accurate. If they're showcasing a thinner side of you, but you're not there, that doesn't work. It's leading with false information. So I'm going to suggest you go to my program, Irresistibility, and you get the first 2 video chapters for free. It's at helpmeonlinedate.com. Again, that's helpmeonlinedate.com. Download the first 2 video chapters for free and start to rethink your profile, and then rethink how everything is starting to interact, and start researching all the different interplays. One of the movies, okay, I acknowledge that she's not significantly overweight in this movie, but one of the movies that I just watched recently on video was I Feel Pretty. And it took me a while to watch it because I saw that it had a lot of really crappy reviews. But I was excited to watch it on the same page because I know from all the women I've worked with, and I've worked with lots of different women at different sizes, I know that any woman at any size, when she feels good about who she is, where she's at, and she feels confident in interacting with men, can attract an enormous mantourage if she wants. You don't have to have an enormous mantourage, and I'm not even suggesting having one, but I know it is possible. So anyways, so seeing the premise for the movie, I was really excited about it, but then I have to be honest, I was really worried about whether or not it was going to give some shit ass spin on it where confidence isn't that important to men. But it is true. The more fun you have interacting with men, the more confident you are and accepting that you will be loved whatever size you at, the more men are going to be drawn into you. You don't have to be as bold as Amy Schumer is in this movie, but just the confidence factor and working up to that is really, really important, and seeing yourself as phenomenally gorgeous just as you are. If you can't start doing that, it makes it a lot more difficult for other people to see that. So see yourself that way. Be that woman. Be that woman that's fabulous. I mean, we have a lot of plus size models coming out these days, and it's a revolution for curvy women. Enjoy that. Look at it. Take it on. Realize that you are that pretty, and that you have romantic worth too, no matter what size you are. Now, number 4. This is really fun. And things that most people don't consider. I talk to you ladies all the time about giving different types of men a chance, because attraction is malleable, chemistry is malleable, but it's also very malleable for men. So let's just say, and I've had this happen to me frequently in my love life. Let's just say a man isn't physically attracted to you right away. You're not his normal type. Does that mean he can't fall for you? Fuck no, it doesn't. Of course he can fall for you. And I've seen it happen enough times in my own life and with other women to know. So if you can get over the fact and not take it personally that maybe you just weren't his type, because for instance, my husband, when I first saw him, even though I think he's hot as hell now, I didn't think he was physically attractive. But if you can get over taking that personally and move into something else, and just know that you are the woman that can turn on any man, regardless of whether or not he's initially attracted to you, this is going to be a completely different ball game for you, Miss Confused Chubby Dater. And finally, this is my kind of down piece of advice. It's not my favorite to give, but I give it because I can't stand to see women get stuck in the idea that they can't have the love life that they want. It pisses me off to no end. So I give this piece of advice, and I give it with hesitancy and love all at the same time. If you cannot step into a place where you know men will be attracted to you, that you can play with the resistance that you have around it and step into another level of it, and be okay to flirt. I mean, by the way, flirting is really powerful. You don't have to pursue to flirt. Flirt is fun. And a lot of men are really, really turned on by it. And flirting doesn't have to be just a sexual encounter. It can build a lot of things. But if you cannot get there and you keep getting stuck in your head on weight, then it's time to go ahead and reduce some of the weight, because I don't want you to stay there. If you cannot, as a woman, Step into your confidence that you are gorgeous at any size, and you are. But if you can't get there, then go ahead and start and reduce the weight. But you have to promise me, pinky swear me, that you'll do it in a way that fosters your brain chemistry and fosters your self-image. And it's not just about, how thin you are. Because I can guarantee you can get down to how thin you want to be, and that's not going to boost your confidence permanently. You still have to step into romantic vulnerability. You still have to step into a lot of pieces that are difficult for any woman to step into. Losing weight is not a cure-all for your dating life. So I give that piece with hesitancy. You still have to do the work on the way down as the scale goes down. I want you to know that, but I am okay if you do it responsibly and you do it in a healthy way of supporting you on losing weight. You don't have to. I don't want to tell any woman she has to, but I also don't want to tell any woman that if she can't get there, get into really great body image, that she just should just stay in that place and be miserable. You start to do the things that you need to do. And as your confidence boosts, more men will be attracted to you. Again, remember, I see women at all shapes and sizes, ages, every insecurity that we have. I see women who have these insecurities and still have lots of men attracted to them. Men are not the issue here. If you really take into consideration everything I've just told you, we get in our own way more than men get in our way, or more than, men are not attracted to us. It's the block that we've built around ourselves. So you have to start to dissect that and figure out what it is for you. You are not hopeless. I don't care what size you are. You're gorgeous. You are not hopeless. You are fantastic, and you are more than welcome to play in my world of being an adored woman. Okay, lover girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show. We all have insecurities. Don't let your insecurities keep you from being the adored woman you are meant to be. This show is brought to you by Irresistibility, expert help for women with online dating. Are you experiencing inbox crickets or real-life crazies? It's not you, it's your online dating profile. Let me help you do online dating that leads to real life, love, and romance. Go to helpmeonlinedate.com and I will send you the first 2 video chapters of my program for free. Hey lover girl, this is Jen again. Don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share Single Smart Female with all of your single smart girlfriends. And if you would like to play around and learn more about Mantourage dating, come see me at singlesmartfemale.com. Talk to you next time.